welcome back to Grubbin with Jess. So today I'm going to make a delicious beef stew casserole. And for today, my ingredients are going to be garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, Cajun seasoning, oregano, basil, sweet peas, potatoes, cheese, and bell pepper and onion, carrots. And I also have 2.5 pounds of beef stew, which I'm about to throw into my pot. I'm going to sear it and brown it. And right here, I forgot to mention one more seasoning, which is my cheesy taco seasoning, which I'm going to add one whole package. And I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of the Cajun seasoning and about 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. I'm also going to throw a package of beef stew seasoning on there as well once it's brown. So I'm going to sear this and brown it for 8 to 10 minutes once we get that really good flavor and color into it. So now that my meat is seared and browned, we're going to throw in our beef stew seasoning mix. And I'm going to throw about water into my pot.
What up, peep? This is TMFL. What Jess did is she put enough water in here to cover the meat. She's going to bring it to a boil. Once it starts boiling, she's going to drop it down to a simmer, and we're going to let it simmer for about 1.5 hours because this stew meat is tough. So you want to get it nice and moist, so you want it to simmer for a nice, good 1.5 hours or so. And then what you want to do after the 1.5 hours, you want to maybe take a piece of the meat and try it and see if it does crumble in your mouth. If it don't, then you want to continue with letting it simmer for another 30 minutes or so, but about 1.5 hours should do it.
My meat has been simmering for 1.5 hours. Now I'm gonna add my vegetables. I'm gonna add my carrots and also my onion and green bell peppers. Make sure you throw all inside. So now I'm gonna throw in my peas. And I'm going to throw in all my seasonings. I'm going to start off with Cajun seasoning, about 1 tablespoon. Garlic powder. Onion powder. Black pepper. Basil leaves. And oregano. Now that my stew has been simmering for 5 minutes, I'm going to throw in this slurry, which is only flour and water. And I'm going to throw it in there to thicken up my sauce. I'm going to mix it up real good. So now that I mixed it up, I'm going to let it simmer for another 8 to 10 minutes just for my sauce to thicken up. So now that my stew is ready, as you guys can see the nice little thick texture that it has. Now we're going to go onto our tray pan and we're going to layer our mandolin. I used the mandolin to cut the potatoes. And I'm going to go across the pan and just layer it. So I'm going to layer it and then I'm going to come back and show you the next step. So now that I have my first layer, I'm going to throw in some of my beef stew. And now I'm gonna throw in some cheese on top. Some cheese. And now I'm gonna add a second layer of my potatoes. And we're going to continue to repeat the process until we finish our beef stew. So for the last top layer, what I did is season my potatoes. I used a tablespoon seasoned salt, pepper, Cajun seasoning, and garlic. Now I'm gonna top it off with the last of this, with cheese, the last layer, before I throw it into the oven. So now that's layered, and I'm gonna cover it with foil and throw it in the oven for 400 degrees. So here is my delicious beef stew casserole with my potatoes and peas. It looks so yummy and delicious. Can't wait to take a bite. I hope you guys like this video. Like and subscribe for more videos. Stay grabbing.